Hey guys, welcome. My name's Ed and welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk a little bit about IRAs, specifically what's known as a Roth IRA. If you're not familiar with this or you are familiar with this, there's definitely some key contribution points that really will affect you in the long run in a positive way. The traditional IRAs, as most of you know, or if you don't know, now forgive me, I'll just kind of give a brief explanation. But if you're working and let's say you work for a small company, self-employed, whatever, you start saving money in an IRA. At the end of the year when tax time comes, you take your gross income. Let's say you make, I don't know, $50,000. You take what you contributed to that IRA. Let's say you contributed $6,000. Well, that 6 comes right off the 50. So now it looks like your gross income or your adjusted gross income is now $44,000. Which is a good thing because you pay less taxes. But here's the deal with the Roth IRA and why you should do it. It's the most powerful investment tool that's out there for the individual. The difference is, again, let's say you make 50. Let's say you put 6,000 into your retirement account. When it comes tax time, the difference is you cannot take that deduction off of your gross income. And you might be thinking, well, that's a big difference, Ed. I want to take that. And it is in a way. But the difference is that money that you put into the Roth IRA, that still grows tax deferred until retirement age. But when you turn 59 and a half, that money's tax free. Yeah, tax free. If you've had an IRA your whole life, or you know someone who has, and they've accumulated a lot of money because compounding interest over time, and that's great. There's a lot of money in there. But here's the deal. Let's say you got lucky, you got 200 grand in your IRA. When you go to take that out, let's say you retire and you're over 59 and a half. And you're going to say, well, I want to take $10,000 out. Well, on that 10 grand, you have to pay taxes. It actually counts as income. You have to pay, income taxes on that amount. You don't have to do that if that were the same account, but under a Roth designation. So let's say you have a Roth IRA, you've got 200 grand in there. You reach retirement age or when you're ready to go. When you go to pull your first withdrawal out, that's tax-free, 100% tax-free. You get the benefit on the back end of the investment vehicle. I know it sounds a little crazy, but if you get a chance to do some research, Google it, the Roth IRA gives you so many benefits when you get there. There's a huge benefit most people don't even talk about with the Roth IRA. I myself, my wife and I should have started with this. We have both. We have a standard and a Roth. I think it was 1998. You may have to double check me on that date when they came out. But they allowed you at that time to take what regular IRA you had and you could pay taxes on it. It was called a conversion. You kind of changed your regular one over to a Roth, but you had to pay taxes on the amount you had in there. They allowed us to do it over 4 years and it hurt at first. I was like, I don't want to pay this. But in my mind, I thought this was a while ago. This is 1998. So since we did that, and then the money that we have in there now is tax-free. But here's a huge benefit. When you have a Roth IRA, you're actually allowed to take out or borrow against your contribution amount at any age. So I'm 59 and a half, and I've actually done this. I did it last year. So in preparation for my early retirement or slowly getting into retirement, I had some bills I wanted to pay down. Things I didn't want to keep making, the monthly payment, above the monthly payment, whatever. So I looked into it and I said, let me go ahead and do this route. Of course, a lot of you are probably saying, well, why'd you take some of your retirement, money out to take the big number and make it a little smaller? But for me, it was more about paying that bill down. That's one less bill I had to take care of. So so let's say whatever the monetary amount was, let's say you have a Roth IRA that's $50,000 and over the life of it, you've contributed, let's say you put in $15,000. You could be 54, 55 years old. You could be any age. As long as you take out that contribution amount or less, you can do it without penalty. You don't pay any kind of a fee. It's just something, since you put it in, you're allowed to do. I'll go into this further in another video, but it's just something a lot of people don't think about when it comes to Roth IRAs. So There's just, I think it's something that you really, if you're not familiar with it, and I'm probably not doing the best job of explaining it, but two things I want to tell you: that it's the best tax advantage form of a retirement account that you can have for yourself, because when you get of age, once you go to draw from it, it's tax-free. And number two, like I said, the way that you can borrow against it, you can always put that money right back in it. But if you run into a family emergency or something happens and, God forbid you need some money, you are allowed to actually take it out without a penalty. Whereas a typical IRA, if you have one, you'd be paying a 10% penalty, on the amount that you take out. So hopefully some of this makes a little bit of a sense. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of a better understanding of what's out there. And I'm not a certified financial planner by any means. I just want to kind of share some of this stuff so that if you've never heard of it before, I encourage you to research what's out there. But take a really good look at the Roth. Got some numbers. I think for 2026, they upped the amount. The yearly contribution amount was $7,500 per individual that you could contribute towards it, unless you're 50 or over, and then I believe it's $8,600. So the older you get, they allow you to put a little bit more into that. Lots of things to talk about on this, but again, this is just a general, heads up. If you didn't know what it was about, take the time and look into it. It's really going to pay dividends. It's going to make you smile if you do it when you get to the point when you could take that money out, because that money that's sitting there, believe it or not, it will be tax-free. Again, if you're a family guy like I am and you've got kids, grandkids, look into starting one. Tell your kids about it. Get your kids in it. Obviously, the earlier you can get it, the better, for compounding interest. But definitely look at a Roth IRA. And I think, to have all of them is great. But if you have your choice, go that way. I hope this video provided you a little bit of value, maybe a little better understanding. I'd appreciate you liking the video. If you found something that you'd like to hear, consider subscribing to me. As always, I'm going to do my best to try and break down some of this stuff so it's easy to understand. And I appreciate you watching very much. Appreciate every one of you. And I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to do my best for you. Thank you. Have a good evening.